Good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Today we will read the part 2 of the chapter Biotechnology. Do you know what palindromes are?
Do you know what palindromes are?
These are a group of letters that form the same words
These are the groups of letters that form the same words
when read both forward or backward.
when read both forward and backward.
Example Malayalam.
Example Malayalam.
As against the word palindrome,
As against the word palindrome,
where the same word is read in both directions,
where the same word is read in both directions.
the palindrome in DNA is a sequence of base pairs
The palindrome in DNA is a sequence of base pairs
that read same on the two strands.
that read same on the two strands.
When orientation of
When orientation of
reading is kept the same,
reading is kept the same.
for example, the following sequences reads
The example of the following sequences reads
the same on the two strands
the same on the two strands
in 5' to 3' direction.
in 5' to 3' direction.
This is also true if read in the 3' to 5' direction.
This is also true if read in the 3' to 5' direction.
Restriction enzymes cut the strand of DNA
Restriction enzyme cuts the strands of DNA
a little away from the center of the palindrome sites,
a little away from the center of the palindrome sites,
but between the same two bases on the opposite strands.
but between the same two bases on the opposite strands.
This leaves single-stranded portions at the ends.
This leaves single-stranded portions at the ends.
There are overhanging stretches called sticky ends
There are overhanging stretches called sticky ends
on each strand.
on each strand.
These are named so because
These are named so because
they form hydrogen bonds with their
they form hydrogen bonds with their
complementary cut counterparts.
complementary cut counterparts.
This stickiness on the end facilitates
This stickiness on the end facilitates
the action of the enzyme DNA ligase.
the action of the enzyme DNA ligase.
Restriction endonuclease are used in genetic engineering
Restriction endonuclease are used in genetic engineering
to form recombinant molecules of DNA,
to form recombinant molecules of DNA,
which are composed of DNA from different sources or genomes.
which are composed of DNA from different sources or genomes.
When cut by the same restriction enzyme,
When cut by the same restriction enzyme,
the resultant DNA fragments
the resultant DNA fragments
have the same kind of sticky ends,
have the same kind of sticky ends,
and these can be joined together
and these can be joined together
end to end using DNA ligases.
using DNA ligases.
You may have realized
You may have realized
that normally unless one cuts,
that normally unless one cuts
the vector and the source DNA
the vector and the source DNA
with the same restriction enzyme,
with the same restriction enzyme,
the recombinant vector molecule cannot be created.
the recombinant vector molecule cannot be created.
Separation and isolation of DNA fragments.
Separation and isolation of DNA fragments.
The cutting of DNA by restriction endonucleases
The cutting of DNA by restriction endonucleases
results in the fragments of DNA.
results in the fragments of DNA.
These fragments can be separated
These fragments can be separated
by a technique known as gel electrophoresis.
by a technique known as gel electrophoresis.
Since DNA fragments are negatively charged molecules,
Since DNA fragments are negatively charged molecules,
they can be separated by forcing them to move
they can be separated by forcing them to move
towards the anode under an electric field
towards the anode under an electric field
through a medium or matrix.
through a medium matrix.
Nowadays, the most commonly used matrix is agarose,
Nowadays, the most commonly used matrix is agarose,
which is a natural polymer extracted from seaweeds
which is the natural organism expected from seaweeds.
The DNA fragments separate, resolve according to their size.
The DNA fragments separate, resolve according to their size.
Through sieving effect provided by the agarose gel.
Through sieving effect provided by the agarose gel.
Hence, the smaller the fragment size,
Hence, the smaller the fragment size,
the farther it moves.
the farther it moves.
Look at the figure 9.3 and guess
Look at the figure 9.3 and
at which end of the gel the sample was loaded.
at which end of the sample was located.
The separated DNA fragments can be visualized
The separated DNA fragments can be visualized
only after staining the DNA with a compound
only after staining the DNA with a compound
known as ethidium bromide,
known as ethidium bromide,
followed by exposure to UV radiation.
followed by exposure to UV radiation.
You cannot see pure DNA fragments in the visible light,
You cannot see pure DNA fragments in the visible light,
and without staining, you can see bright
and without staining you can see bright
orange color bands of DNA
orange color bands of DNA.
in a ethidium bromide stained gel exposed to UV light.
Ethidium bromide stained gel exposed to UV light.
The separated bands of DNA are cut out from the agarose gel
The separated bands of DNA are cut out from the agarose gel
and extracted from the gel piece.
and extracted from the gel piece.
This step is known as elution.
This step is known as elution.
The DNA fragments purified in this way
The DNA fragments purified in this way
are used in constructing recombinant DNA
are used in constructing recombinant DNA
by joining them with cloning factors.
by joining them with cloning vectors.
Cloning vectors.
Cloning vectors.
You know that plasmids and bacteriophage have the ability to replicate.
You know that plasmids and bacteriophage have the ability to replicate
Within bacterial cells, independent of the control of chromosomal DNA.
within bacterial cells independent of the control of chromosomal DNA.
Bacteriophages, because of their high number per cell,
Bacteriophages, because of their high number per cell,
have very high copy numbers of their genome.
have very high copy number of their genome.
Within the bacterial cells,
Within the bacterial cells,
some plasmids may have only 1 or 2 copies per cell,
some plasmids may have only 1 or 2 copies per cell,
whereas other may have 15 to 100 copies per cell.
whereas others may have 50 to 100 copies per cell.
Their numbers can go even higher.
Their numbers can go even higher.
If we are able to link an alien piece of DNA with the bacteriophage or plasmid DNA,
If we are able to get an alien piece of DNA with bacteriophage or plasmid DNA,
we can multiply its numbers
we can multiply its numbers
equal to the copy number of the plasmid or bacteriophage.
equal to the copy number of plasmid or bacteriophage.
Vectors used at present
Vectors used at present
are engineered in such a way
are engineered in such a way
that they help easy linking of foreign DNA
that they help easy linking of foreign DNA
and selection of recombinants from non-recombinants.
and selection of recombinants from non-recombinants.
The following are the features that are required
The following are the features that are required
to facilitate cloning into a vector.
to facilitate cloning into a vector.
Origin of replication ORI.
Origin of replication ORI.
This is a sequence from where replication starts,
This is the sequence from where replication starts.
and any piece of DNA when linked to this sequence
And any piece of DNA linked to this sequence
can be made to replicate within the host cells.
can be replicated within the host cells.
This sequence is also responsible for controlling
This sequence is also responsible for controlling
the copy number of the linked DNA.
the copy number of the linked DNA.
So if one wants to recover many copies of the target DNA,
So if one wants to recover many copies of the target DNA,
it should be cloned in a vector.
it should be cloned
origins support high copy number.
Whose origins support high copy number.
Selectable marker.
Selectable marker.
In addition to ORI, the vector requires a selectable marker,
In addition to ORI, the vector requires a selectable marker,
which helps in identifying and eliminating
which helps in identifying and eliminating
non-transformants and selectively permitting the growth
non-transformants and selectively permitting the growth
of the transformants.
of the transformants.
Transformation is a procedure through which
Transformation is a procedure through which
a piece of DNA is introduced in a host bacterium.
a piece of DNA is introduced in a host bacterium.
You will study the processes in subsequent section.
You will study the process in subsequent section.
Normally, the genes encoding resistance to antibiotics,
Normally, the genes encoding resistance to antibiotics,
such as ampicillin, chloramphenicol,
such as ampicillin, chloramphenicol,
tetracycline or kanamycin, etc.,
tetracycline and kanamycin, etc.,
are considered useful selectable markers for E. coli.
are considered useful selectable markers for E. coli.
The normal E. coli cells do not carry resistance
The normal E. coli cells do not carry resistance
against any of these antibiotics.
against any of these antibiotics.
Cloning sites.
Cloning sites.
In order to link the alien DNA,
In order to link the alien DNA,
the vector needs to have very few, preferably single,
the vector needs to have very few, preferably single,
recognition sites for the commonly used restriction enzymes.
recognition sites for the commonly used restriction enzymes.
Presence of more than one recognition sites
Presence of more than one recognition sites
within the vector will generate several fragments
within the vector will generate several fragments
which will complicate the gene cloning.
which will complicate the gene cloning.
The ligation of alien DNA is carried out
The ligation of alien DNA is carried out
at a restriction site present in one of the two antibiotic resistance genes.
at a restriction site present in one of the two antibiotic resistant genes.
For example, you can ligate a foreign DNA
For example, you can ligate a foreign DNA
at the BAM-H1 site of tetracycline resistance gene
at the BAM-H1 site of tetracycline resistant gene
in the vector PBR322.
in the vector PBR322.
The recombinant plasmids will lose tetracycline resistance
The recombinant plasmid will lose tetracycline resistance
due to insertion of foreign DNA,
due to insertion of foreign DNA,
but can still be selected out from the non-recombinant ones.
but can still be selected out from non-recombinant ones
By plating the transformants on ampicillin containing medium,
by plating the transformants of ampicillin containing medium.
the transformants growing on ampicillin containing medium
The transformants growing on ampicillin containing medium
are then transferred on a medium containing tetracycline.
are then transferred on a medium containing tetracycline.
The recombinants will grow in ampicillin containing medium
The recombinants will grow in ampicillin containing medium,
but not on that containing tetracycline.
but not on that containing tetracycline.
But non-recombinants will grow on the medium
But non-recombinants will grow in a medium
containing both the antibiotics.
containing both the antibiotics.
In this case,
In this case,
one antibiotic resistance genes helps in selecting the transformants,
one antibiotic resistance gene help in selecting the transformants,
whereas the other antibiotic resistance
whereas the other antibiotic resistance
gene gets inactivated due to insertion of alien DNA
gene gets inactivated due to insertion of alien DNA
and helps in selection of recombinants.
and helps in selection of recombinants.
Selection of recombinants
Selection of recombinants
due to inactivation of antibiotics
due to inactivation of antibiotics
is a combustion procedure because it requires simultaneous plating on two plates having different antibiotics. Therefore, alternative selectable markers have been developed which differentiate recombinants from non-recombinants on the basis of their ability to produce color. In the presence of a chromogenic substrate, in this a recombinant DNA is inserted within the codon sequence of an enzyme beta-galactosidase. This results into inactivation of the gene for synthesis of this enzyme, which is referred to as insertional inactivation. The presence of a chromogenic substrate gives blue colored colonies. If the plasmid in the bacteria does not have an insert, presence of insert results into insertional inactivation. Of the beta-galactosidase gene, and the colonies do not produce any color. These are identified as recombinant colonies. Vectors for cloning genes in plants and animals. You may be surprised to know we have learned the lesson of transferring genes into plants and animals from bacteria and viruses which have known this for ages. How to deliver genes to transform eukaryotic cells and force them to do what the bacteria or viruses want. For example, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, a pathogen of several dicot plants, is able to deliver a piece of DNA known as tDNA to transform normal plant cells into a tumor and direct these tumor cells to produce the chemical required by the pathogen. Similarly, retroviruses in animals have the ability to transform normal cells into cancerous cells. A better understanding of the art of delivering genes by pathogens in their eukaryotic hosts has generated knowledge to transform these tools of pathogens into useful vectors for delivering genes of interest to humans. The tumor-inducing TI plasmid of Agrobacterium tumefaciens has now been modified into a cloning vector which is no more pathogenic to the plants but is still able to use the mechanism to deliver genes.
but is still able to use the mechanisms to deliver genes.
Of our interest into a variety of plants,
Of our interest in the variety of plants.
similarly retroviruses have also been disarmed
Similarly, retroviruses have also been disarmed
and are now used to deliver desirable genes into animal cells.
and are now used to deliver desirable genes into animal cells.
So once a gene or a DNA fragment has been ligated
So once a gene or a DNA fragment has been ligated
into a suitable vector, it is transferred
into a suitable vector, it is transferred
into a bacterial, plant or animal host
into a bacterial, plant and animal host
where it multiplies.
where it multiplies.
Competent host for transformation with recombinant DNA.
Competent host for transformation with recombinant DNA.
Since DNA is a hydrophilic molecule,
Since DNA is a hydrophilic molecule,
it cannot pass through cell membranes.
it cannot pass through cell membranes.
Why?
Why?
In order to force bacteria to take up the plasmid,
In order to force the bacteria to take up the plasmid,
the bacterial cells must first be made competent
the bacterial cells must first be made competent
to take up DNA.
to take up DNA.
This is done by treating them
This is done by treating them
with a specific concentration of a divalent cation,
with a specific concentration of divalent cation,
such as calcium,
such as calcium,
which increases the efficiency with which DNA enters.
which increases the efficiency with which DNA enters.
The bacterium through pores in its cell wall.
The bacterium through pores in its cell wall.
Recombinant DNA can then be forced into such cells
Recombinant DNA can then be forced into such cells
by incubating the cells with recombinant DNA on ice.
by incubating the cells with recombinant DNA on ice,
Followed by placing them briefly at 42 degrees Celsius heat shock
followed by placing them briefly at 42 degrees Celsius in heat shock,
and then putting them back on ice.
and then putting them back on ice.
This enables the bacteria
This enables the bacteria
to take up the recombinant DNA.
to take up the recombinant DNA.
This is not the only way to introduce alien DNA into host cells.
This is not the only way to produce alien DNA into host cells.
In a method known as microinjection,
In a method known as microinjection,
recombinant DNA is directly injected
recombinant DNA is directly injected
into the nucleus of an animal cell.
into the nucleus of an animal cell.
In another method suitable for plants,
In another method suitable for plants,
cells are bombarded with high velocity microparticles
cells are bombarded with high velocity microparticles
of gold or tungsten coated with DNA
of gold or tungsten coated with DNA.
in a method known as biolistics or gene gun.
In a method known as biolistics or gene gun.
And the last method uses disarmed pathogen vectors
And the last method uses disarmed pathogen vectors,
which when allowed to infect the cell,
which when allowed to infect the cells,
transfer the recombinant DNA into the host.
transfer the recombinant DNA into the host.
Now that we have learned
Now that we have learned
about the tools for constructing recombinant DNA,
about the tools for constructing recombinant DNA,
let us discuss the processes facilitating recombinant DNA technology.
let us discuss the process